Alright, this is a round 2 of chat tournament number 34. We are playing Tezuka. It's my first tournament playing for a while, but I played really well against Vialdi yesterday. I was really pleased with how I played. And hope we can keep it going here. With the no plus wall rule set, so I gotta keep reminding myself, no plus wall. Very easy to forget such things, I think. That means 8/8s are harder to deal with, 2 gaps are less valuable than normal. 7/7/5/4s lose a lot without plus wall. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what we get. This means probably exploiting directional weaknesses. Cards have less ability to do things on their backsides. It's going to be important. Okay. My hand. I got a sort of up-down, another up-down. Not a great pairing. Potential starter in 8 with no plus wall on. That makes more sense. But fairly bad sweepers if we start in 8. There's nothing that's going to look good in the endgame there. Alright, let's look at his hand. He's got these 2 redundant corners for 9 at the bottom of his hand. He has the big up-down card, as do I. But generally his hand looks a lot more side-to-side than up-down to me. So if I make the game up-down, it could be good, but if he can hold on to the 8/4/8/1, I'm not sure it's going to be that convincing. So 8 up, 8 down, 7 left, 7 right is his hand. If I could start a 7/7 corner, and for some reason his 8/4/8/1 had trouble taking it, that could be really powerful. If I could play 6/7/7/3 twice, then 6/7/7/3 he takes it from 4, and then I can play 6/7/7/3 again in 8, sets me up for 5 and 7 really nicely. And I think that should be solid for me. But I can, of course, not play it twice. Tempted to start in 9, just because I think a bunch of his cards don't have good play there. Can I do something clever with 7/7/6/2 in 9? I do not believe so. 7/6/2/7 in 7. He has a lot of play against. I don't like this hand at all. And I think 8/4/8/1 and 8, while kind of straightforward to try, I think is not very good. He is so bad going up-down, though. But I don't know that that actually creates difficulties. Right now I'm thinking 6/7/6/4 in 9. But I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it at all. Can we justify 8/4/8/1 and 8? Say they stick something with a 7 up in 9. I go in 7. They play... something in 6. It's hard for me to go 5. My only capture is 6/7/6/4 if they have a 7 left. That sets them up in 4. No, I don't like that at all. 8/3/6/5 is a pretty bad card if I'm not doing something like that. Maybe I need that out of my hand. Maybe 8/3/6/5 has to land in like 3. That gives him less sort of capture-ish safety. Like if I start in 7 and 9, sorry, he might just like take an 8 with 7/7s out and everything's really uncomfortable. So maybe I start in 3. I think this is just not a very useful card for my hand. And every one of my cards now points a little towards the action, right? If I started in 9, my 7-6-2-7 has less play. Here, all my cards, face it a little bit. And, well, there's a decent chance he can take really forcefully from 2, because it shouldn't be that hard for him to take from 2 while setting up a combo against 7-6-2-7 and 6. But actually, maybe he doesn't have that. Feels like he should be able to set up there, but I'm not sure he actually can. And if I'm forced to play 8-4-8-1, then Tezuka is the kind of player who is comfortable going in 5 there and allowing cues and various other stuff, but I don't have a recapture on 8-4-8-1. I like this starter. I came to it late, and I always worry when an idea comes to me in the last minute or so, because I don't have much time to check stuff. Again, they can take from 2, and stuff gets dangerous because it's just really hard for me to flip cards there. And because the hand has both 7s and 8s up, if they go in 2, I can't keep a sweeper that's guaranteed a capture in 1. Because my 8-4-8-1 or my 6-7-7-3 can't take an 8 facing up, and my 6-7-6-4 can't take a 7 facing up, and those are cards he's likely to have until the end. So even if he just does something very straightforward like taking this, I imagine I'm looking for ties. One thing nice... No, if he does take with 2-7-6-7, I can't play 7-6-2-7 in 6, I don't think. Because Dog Boy in a 5 is really dangerous for me there. And I can't imagine I have sufficient setups. No, I don't think I do. I can make a threat in 4, but I don't think it's enough. Is there a case actually for 8-4-8-1 and 4 there? Just brainstorming weird moves. Sorry, 8-4-8-1 and 7, setting up a queue. So the line I'm looking at is 2-7-6-7 and 2, 7-6-2-7 in 6, 7-6-3-7 and 5, 8-4-8-1 in 7. I have a real threat in 4, and they don't have great ways to block 4 at that point. Maybe 3-5-7-7 is enough, just avoiding combos. And I have such bad sweepers for 8 and 9 there. Yeah, that's not a kind of line I should be getting into. So if they do take with 2-7-6-7, I might be forced into 8-4-8-1. Just really uncomfortable. If they play something like 3-5-7-7 and 5, their whole board is safe to me. I can probably play 6-7-7-3 and 7 there. Yeah, I think I should be okay in that line, but my recaptures here are not very comfortable. If he doesn't attack it immediately, though, I think I have some play. And if he does attack it immediately, I might be able to scrounge up something there. I thought I did a nice job of covering his cards in 9, because he'd love to get one of his cards for 9 out of his hand, but now I can just flip it easily from 6, and those cards aren't recapturable for him. So I thought that was one nice thing about my move, is it set up 6-7-7-3 to be able to take 7s. I also have a number of captures in 2, so I'm not very worried about 6. So I thought there were reasons to think I have good play against other things. 8-4-8-1. Okay, not worried about 6 in my face. This is not a move I was considering. Now, very unlikely for me to have good setups in 8, just because it's hard for me to have something, a threat in 5. which means I'm most likely to go in 2. Though, of course, something like 8-4, 8-1, and 4 looks funny. Would be so good and, like, appealing. Obviously, like, not the type of move I usually play, but 8-4, 8-1, and 4 with plus wall on. Isn't 6-7, 6-4 beautiful there? As is, not so beautiful. Okay. So 6-7, 6-4 is my most recapturable capture here. However, he does have a plus in 5 with 2-7, 6-7. And I don't think I have compensation there. You could say I can play 8-4, 8-1, and 7 and set up 6-7, 6-4, but 6-7, 6-4 has come out of my hand, so that would be wrong. A lot of lines where I'm sort of having in my brain I can use a card twice today. Maybe not a great sign. Alright. The second most recapturable thing to put in 2 is 6-7, 7-3. I think there's some risk he has 6 there, but I'm not sure the risk is that high. I'm not too scared of that. If he goes 1, I can probably play 8-4, 8-1. It's hard to imagine I'm losing there. In 5, I mean. If he goes 5, he can't flip it. Again, really hard to imagine I'm in trouble there. And I have 8-4, 8-1 safely in 1 if he goes 5. If he goes 9, I guess I have a whole bunch of things I can do. I probably end up capturing in 5. And 8-4, 8-1 is a good up-down sweeper. So 6-7, 7-3, and 2 looks logical to me. There's also 7-6-2-7, but I just am not sure what I'm doing next after 5. So I think I want to start with 6-7-7-3 and 2. I should probably check 4 more carefully. To set up in 4, they're going to need to play 2-7, 6-7, and 4. My idea there was to just go in 7 or 9. Probably 9. And say my 8-4, 8-1 is sufficiently good in either 1 or 5 that I can leave those open. Do I believe that? I think I do. So, okay, we're going to play 6-7, 7-3, and 2. And we're going to hope it's good. Oh, I should be putting games in the database. I'll just do it after. Yeah, I'll do it after. Any messages in the chat? My computer is running so slowly of recent when I record. I gotta figure something out there. It was doing so well. I got a new, and by new I mean 2015 Mac for very little money. And I've really been pleased with it so far. It's really been great for everything I've needed to use it. But it has started running slower on recordings in exactly the last month. So, nothing too much in the chat. Seven, 6, 2, 7 actually a pretty decent sweeper. In the bottom row. I think it has a pretty good chance to be able to flip something. Not perfect, though. You know, it's easy to imagine, like, say he goes 1. and I play like 8-4, 8-1, 5. And he goes 4 safely with a 7 down. And I play 6-7, 6-4 in 7, right? He sticks something with a 7 to the left in 9. Yeah, 7-6-2-7 ain't sweeping anything there. It's not even flipping the card back in 5. So I kind of think that's the most likely path to a tie here. But I think one of the primary differences between me and some other players of similar level, and maybe this is just me not saying anything realistic, but I think I assume that what I see as logical paths is what my opponents will. And it turns out I and other good players see very different things. And a logical path to one is not a logical path to others. And, you know, the first 3 moves one good player checks is not the same as the first 3 moves another good player checks. So if I think, 1 here looks drawish, that's pretty probable. That seems like the first move you'd check. It does not actually follow that I'm particularly likely to face a move in 1. And so I estimate my chances based on what I see in a position. And I should fundamentally have more uncertainty kind of in both directions. Now, if there's limited combo potential in the position, then the way I happen to calculate, I'm probably not drastically overestimating the risk or underestimating the risk. I probably have a decent sense of risk of positions. But I think I am likely to underestimate the advantage of positions because the lines I focus on are not the same as the lines played, and they are more likely to be drawish lines. I tend to focus on drawish lines. And so my evaluation of positions is going to be less optimistic than a correct evaluation should be. Is what I think. I think I have sort of an abundance of caution and less... It's not so much risk-taking, and I see interesting ideas, and if plus wall was on, I may well have played 8-4, 8-1, and 4 there, because that looked cool and fun. And man, 6-7, 6-4 is glorious. He has 4 7s to the left. 6-7, 6-4 just has every square in that position. Now, maybe in that case, I shouldn't play 8-4, 8-1 there, simply because 8-4, 8-1 also sweeps all the 7s, right? Maybe the correct move with plus wall on there, it probably is actually, is just to stick some random card in 9. Maybe not 7-6-2-7, because they could plus wall it, but like 6-7, 7-3, and 9, and they just can never play in the middle row without being comboed, right? Alright, he does go 1. Okay. So we have options. I think the most likely is 5. And I think our opponent has played this well. I think it's pretty unlikely. I think 5, 9, and 4 are the critical squares. I don't see a setup in 8, and I think 7 is not taking ground that we should be taking, right? I don't see why I'd go 7 when I can go 9 and have safety and have my cards better directed towards the action. Now that I say that, 9 is really appealing. I think 9's really appealing. If they block 5, against most moves in 5, I can play 8-4, 8-1, and 4, and 6-7, 6-4 sweeps. Except against 7-5, 2-7 there. In which case, I can play 6-7, 6-4, and 8, and 8-4, 8-1 sweeps. Yeah. So 7-6-2-7, and 9 should beat any move in 5. I think that's just true. It's pretty easy to check too, because all their cards have 7s to the left, so you know whether or not they have combos there quite quickly. So yeah, if I go 9, and they put something in 5 that isn't 7-5-2-7, I can go in 4, and 6-7-6-4 has the endgame. If they put... Oh no, they can do 3, 5, 7, 5. They can do 3, 5, 7, 5, and then block 7. Okay. Alright, okay, 8, 4, 8, 1, and 5. We're low on time here. They have the 3, 5, 7, 7, and 4 setup. They have planned against that. Okay, fair enough. There's also 7, 6, 2, 7, and 4, but 8, 4, 8, 1 needs to land in 4 or 5, or this position's pretty bad for me. I know I said I wasn't really looking here, but there is 6, 7, 6, 4 in 7. If they put anything in 4, I play 8, 4, 8, 1, and 5, but that never sweeps enough. They can always go 9 there, and I don't have any captures at the end. Okay. So 7, 6, 2, 7, and 9 looks like I probably have to go with it. Good move. Well spotted that it covered 5 nicely. Is there anything else I could do in 5? No, because 8, 4, 8, 1 is so bad in my hand if it doesn't hit hard here. Can I lose if I play 7, 6, 2, 7, and 9? If they go in 4, I can play 8, 4, 8, 1, and 5, and I can't lose. In fact, I think I win. If they go in 8, I think I can play 8, 4, 8, 1, and 5, and okay. If they go in 8, worst case scenario, I play 8, 4, 8, 1 in 7 and tie. Yeah. Alright, and if they go in 7, worst case scenario, I think they have 8, 4, 8, 1 in 8. Okay. I think this was a well-played game. I hope I didn't miss something. Of course, because you always hope that. But yeah. Seems reasonable. Seems like a well-played game, and now I'll put it in the database and get ready to post, now that we're most of the way through. What file is it? It's a new file, because it's Game Records 2023, the new year. I was doing different files for each quarter, but I'm going to stop taking any records. So we have Wazzup versus Tezuka, 83653, 84816. Again, a move Vialva is kind of good at too, is that capture with a high number facing out that makes 5 such a pivotal square. Alright, so Tezuka thinks this is lost. I think he will, unless I've miscalculated, I think he will realize it isn't lost shortly. I think he may have a number of tools here. I think there's a few ways, but I think it's easy to be blind to them. For instance, I've already forgotten what I think they are. But also, you know, you're a minute and a half into your time. You can think you're lost and in fact be guaranteed to find the tie, right? Initial instinct is not the most meaningful thing here. So let's recheck stuff. If they go 2, 7, 6, 7, and 5, I play 8, 4, 8, 1, and 4, and I do win. But if they play 3, 5, 7, 7, and 5, I have a plus in 4. So I was dumb. I thought that one held because I didn't ever flip 5 and 6, 7, 6, 4 if they go 7 at the end. And if they go 7, 5, 2, 7, I guess all of them I have the plus in 4, and I'm just being stupid. But 7, 5, 2, 7, and 5, I have to start with 6, 7, 6, 7, 4. 6, 7, 6, 4, and 8. If he goes 4, I go 5 and I win. If he goes... So I guess he does have to go 7 or 8, so he's probably right. So my evaluation was wrong. But again, this is not all that meaningful because there is time to check 7 and 8. If he goes 8, I'm currently down 6-4. I have a triple capture. He's never getting that back unless he has the 3-5-7-7 combo. So 8 might hold. No, it can't, because something like 2-7, 6-7, and 8, I play 6-7, 6-4, and 5. He has no combo back, and 8-4, 8-1 is guaranteed another capture. So 7 is the potential tie. 7 is the potential tie. Either of the top 2 cards in 7. I'm having trouble calculating it. Okay, 2-7, 6-7 in 7. I can play 8-4, 8-1. No, I can't. 7 might tie. We'll leave that as his problem. But 7 might be a tie. No, any move in 7, I can play 6-7, 6-4 in 8, and he has the problem that he can't go in 5 without giving me the plus wall in 4. The plus in 4 and 5. So actually, I was completely wrong. I thought this was the best move, but again, I was pessimistic. I thought there were ties here. I did this against Vialva yesterday too. I found a good move and ended up discarding it as not winning when the solver after said it was winning. I then found another winning move, and I'm quite pleased with how I played. But here again, I played what I think is the best move, but I did not evaluate it correctly. One was I kept missing that I have pluses in 4 anytime there's a 7 left from 5. So 7-6-3-7 had a real strength. It covered me going in 5, but it ended up having a bigger weakness that it gave me pluses in 5 due to his redundant 7s to the left. So yeah, Tezuka had a much better handle on this position than I did. So here I cannot go 8-4, 8-1, and 5 because I get comboed, but I can go 6-7, 6-4. And that puts me up 6-4, and he has max 1 capture in my 8-4, 8-1 sweeps. Ew. I feel... I'm gonna send a message to him. Huh. Interesting game. Yeah. And one which he evaluated better. I think I'm obviously a good calculator and have a strength at ordering moves in the correct ordering, but I'm not evaluating them as well as I'd like to, and I think that's perhaps only interesting to me, but definitely interesting to me. And I'm not sure it's a terrible thing. As long as I'm playing good moves, then I think being overly pessimistic about positions is not a... might be a good tournament trait. Maybe cultivating pessimism is one of my better traits. But I'm also curious if I would play differently if I was a more optimistic player. If I was looking more for kind of, is this a winning shot? Rather than make sure you have a tie. Try to do things a little tricky within that realm. I really don't know if it would be any different. I don't know. I guess we'll call it there. I'm very happy with how I played this. Tezuka's a really tough opponent, As we saw, he did calculate it better and quicker than I did. Pretty pleased with my starter in 3. Just going through my moves again quickly to kind of think through what my evaluations are before I go check with an AI. I'm happy with my find of 3. I think it was the best at asking my cards what they wanted. And if I wasn't starting an 8, 8-3-6-5 was going to be a really bad card in my hand. I think it just had no play here. And my first instinct was to block 9 because I was talking to his cards. And my other instinct was, okay, there's a conventional starter in 8. I really think that would have been a serious mistake. So I'm very happy with my starter in 3. My second move, I think there weren't a ton of options. The fancy stuff in like 4 wasn't going to happen without plus wall. I think that was just right. There were probably other fine moves, but I think that was the best of them. And then after he went in 1, 9 does appear to have been winning. You know, so unless I miss something big on the first turn, I actually think best game I've played in a while. Very happy with that.